What's going on, y'all? Sean here. So, one thing I've thought about as it pertains to fitness is how our military, Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, how they have fitness standards that they have to meet, to ensure combat readiness. They have regular PFT, physical fitness training tests that they have to where they have to meet these benchmarks, and if they don't meet those benchmarks, I don't really know what the consequence of that is, but they are expected to stay fit. Okay. However, we regular civilians in our lives, because we're not in the military or whatever, like, we have no benchmarks that we meet. We literally will go through our lives. Now, when we're in school, at least when I was in school, we did have gym, you know, at least through middle school. Then by the time you get to high school, you only had to take like a semester of gym or something, for the whole time you're there or something. But anyhow, by the time we're adults and out of school and everything, we have no anything pertaining to fitness. All we do is go a lot of times to sedentary jobs, and just essentially, like, our fitness just goes downhill. We have no standards. Why is that? The thing that we often forget and don't really realize is one of the reasons why I have a YouTube channel is that this body is the thing that we do life in. So, like, how are we supposed to accomplish really anything at a high level if we are not paying some level of attention to our health? So that said, I've always liked the idea of, like, just being a regular person and having benchmarks that I want to meet. Now, am I in the military? No. Am I an athlete, like an athlete for like my occupation? No, I'm not. However, I have certain benchmarks that I want to meet because I just want to ensure that I have a level of fitness. If I meet these benchmarks, I know that my fitness level is high. I know that if I want to go out and play sports and things like that, I can do it with ease and whatnot. And yeah, I just know that I'm in a good place. So I just want to share with you guys these benchmarks that I have for myself, and hopefully this will give you like some sort of inspiration for doing a similar kind of approach to your life, having your own fitness benchmarks. All right, so check it out. So what you see here is a document that I've made for myself, fitness goals. And essentially, what I have done is I have set these benchmarks in place for myself as things that I personally want to meet. Okay. And again, my goal is to be as fit as possible. Now, I may use my fitness to like go and engage like a pickup basketball, or for like running a 5K, or for one thing I've thought about doing is doing other competitive things. Like, you can do like masters track and field, different things like that. But I just like being fit. I like to be able to jump. I like to be able to just be active. And regardless of how old I am, I know that if you don't use it, you lose it. So anyway, let's get into what I have here. So first of all, if you look at my goals sheet here. So I have a place for my name and date, and if you look down here, I plan on evaluating myself every quarter. So like, we're about to come up on the fourth quarter of 2024, which is crazy. That's a whole another thing. But anyway, the fourth quarter of 2024. So what I'll do is I'll circle that there, and then I'll put the year 2024. And I'm keeping this stuff in a notebook so I can kind of look over time. I also have a separate composition notebook where I count my reps and sets and all that kind of stuff, and kind of take notes of about my general kind of like experience and whatnot. Let me see if I can actually zoom in with this here. Let me see. Oh yeah, just like that. Okay. All right. So I have a few things here, like pull-ups, for example. I love pull-ups. I love chin-ups. My goal is to get 20 straight. Now, I've gotten, I think, 23 chin-ups underhand, but I mean, I may have gotten 20 before overhand, but I haven't tested in probably a couple of years. And so I'm gonna go ahead and test with that here in October. So then my next goal is 40 push-ups. I've currently been not doing a lot of push-ups because I've been having like some shoulder pain that I'm kind of working through. But my goal is going to be able to get 40 push-ups. Now, for some people, that may not be a lot. Push-ups have always been a little more difficult for me. I don't know if it's because I'm long limbed, but I don't really like them. But they've built my chest up great in a significant manner. So I kind of still do them. However, my goal is to do 40 push-ups like from the ground all the way to the ground and up. Okay. And so, that's my goal. Now, plank, I want to hold it at least 2 minutes. I'm pretty sure I can probably get that now. But anyhow, yeah, 2 minute plank. I want to be able to do a 400-meter sprint in less than 1 minute. Now, again, people in the Olympics, I know the ladies are doing like 50, 51 seconds. I think the guys are doing maybe 46, 47 seconds. I'm not in the Olympics, man, but I want to be able to run a 400 in under a minute. That to me is like a very high level of fitness, and it gives me something to train for. A mile run in under 7 minutes. That's just something I always want to be able to do, like run a mile in to the very highest, like 6 minutes and change. Okay. So let's go to this other page here. Then I have a couple of other goals, again, that kind of pertain to fitness, but really like my overall health. I want to be able to touch my toes when I do the sit and reach test. I've had notoriously tight hamstrings from sitting down a lot. So that means most people have very tight hamstrings and a tight trunk area. So I want to be able to touch my feet in the sit and reach. And then I also want to over a 7-day period, I want to be getting at least 7 hours of sleep. So I'm gonna have to kind of like average my sleep. I use my Fitbit to kind of track my sleep and kind of see how much sleep I'm getting, based on what it says, and then just kind of go from there. That's my goal. So that's something that I'm working on now too. Okay. So this kind of gives you an idea of what I am personally doing to track my own fitness. Okay, so that's that. So you kind of have an insight on the fitness things that I'm working on specifically, um, the goals that I have that I want to reach to get my fitness to where I want it to be. So I actually like the idea more so of reaching fitness goals, fitness standards rather than trying to get myself to a certain place in my body per se. And the reason why I like that is because I believe that it is a higher goal. So I'm not saying higher as in like morally better. I mean higher as in sometimes you get so caught up in like the way that you want to look that I believe it can kind of make it more difficult in a sense, because you're just looking at certain kind of numbers, but to me personally, that can kind of get old. For me, if you actually go a little bit higher and you set fitness standards like I want to be able to do these kind of things with my body, or I want to be able to run a 5K, I want to be able to do martial arts, I want to be able to this or that. When you do those things, think about it. Think about how during the Olympics this year, we saw gymnasts, we saw sprinters and distance runners, we saw wrestlers, we saw break dancers, we saw basketball players, rowers, whatever. We saw swimmers, we saw all of these different people. And if you notice them, they all look different ways. They have different kind of physiques because their bodies adapted. So their goal in training was not to get like a good looking body. Their goal was to be the best at their sport that they could be, and so their body was a byproduct. Okay, so that's why I like that because I think that it helps you to get there. It's kind of like how people say, um, shoot for the stars. You know, so like because the thing is, you may not reach the stars, but at least you'll get you'll go up. You know what I mean? And so you'll just kind of get the body as a byproduct and the health as a byproduct. Okay, so yeah, this is what I'm doing. I hope that you'll actually consider doing something like this as well, and setting benchmarks for your own health. Hopefully, this motivates you. As we get older, it becomes increasingly important to maintain and build muscle. Muscle helps you burn fat, stay mobile, and can contribute to longevity. However, many people have no idea how to work out to build muscle. My mini workout series on Patreon provides you with my body weight mini workout video library. These workouts use little to no equipment, which means that you can do them in the privacy of your own home. They start at beginner level and progress from there to ensure you continue to see results. Every workout is a full body workout, hitting chest, back, legs, and glutes, as well as other muscles in between. Become a patron today and receive access to my series of mini workouts, plus access to a digital copy of my book, 8 Weeks to Transform Your Diet and Your Health. By combining the workouts with healthy diet changes, as outlined in my book, you'll definitely be on your way to weight loss, improved health, and visible results. Join me at patreon.com/Sean B2B Fitness today. If you like this content, you might also be interested in one of my books. Learn how you can take steps literally today to successfully manage, control, and overcome common issues such as high blood pressure, diabetes, and belly fat. It's all about putting power back in your hands to improve your own health. Get your book copy today by the links in the description or by visiting SeanMcClennan.com/books. Also, don't forget, hit the like button and subscribe, and join my email list at SeanMcClendon.com/subscribe.